Hey, what up? It's New Age Ja here with you, and welcome back to Mystic Illuminations. Now, I wasn't quite exactly sure what I was going to do today, but as you may know, when you tap into my flow, it's a little bit slower, deeper. You know, as an intuitive empath, as a psychic intuitive empath, I feel things first. No, as an intuitive empathic psychic. There you go. Oops. And I feel things first. And things definitely are being translated through my heart center, through my heart chakra. That's Neptune, that's divine love. That's the heart chakra at its finest. And so it takes me a little bit more time to discern 12th house, some more Neptune energy. We have the 8th house and the water element. So sensing, number 4. 8th house, Scorpio house, 8th house, psychic house, occult house, dark house, karmic house. Neptune, altruistic love, divine, subconscious, rose-colored love. Okay. So we have Saturn, of course. How can we not have a reading debuting Saturn? With Neptune. Then we have North Node, life's purpose, with sensing. 8th house, with the Aries Ram, I am. So a lot of this energy is about your psychic attunement and in which modality that you are expressing this psychism, this element of feeling. The 8th house is buried and repressed in a lot of ways, and it's kind of like the skeletons in the closet. The skeletons in the closet, things long buried, hidden. The things that we sweep under the carpet. The things that we don't want anyone to see. Ooh, 8th house, sacrifice. Sometimes we have to allow these 8th house things. This is sex. This is deep karmic ties. These are taboos. This is the unseen, the hidden, the dark, the guilty pleasures, the dark pleasures, the more malefic or menacing side to life. And it's usually, basically imagine the bottom of my hair. So my hair is half done. So imagine the 8th house water element being the bottom of a well. Deep, dark, musty, scary, closed, alone. And in order to raise up your vibration, in order to ascend and climb the ladder, this drudgery or this gunk, things that kind of, if you think about it, they may sit at the pit of your stomach, which is kind of odd because The stomach is the solar plexus. You can say, you know, the creative force Leo because it's yellow, right? Yellow, golden light. Or you can say the I am. This is the identity. This is the seat of your ego. What are the deep, dark seclusions that sit at the bottom and the wells of your tummy? What is nagging you and aching you? Oh, the 8th house is also taxes. The eighth house is also banks and other people's money and loans. This is where you connect deeply with others on a soul level, on a sexually deep soul level. In astrology, this is your partner's earnings, monies. I am is the spark of consciousness. I am is the spark of consciousness that says, oops, I am here. I am now individualized. I've separated myself from the whole. I know somewhere that I'm a part of something bigger and larger, Neptune. But I'm now an individual identity. Witchcraft, black magic, demons, nightmares, being stalked, darkness in the shadows, dark spells, evil spells, rituals, ceremonies, enchantments, entrapments, all in the 8th house, I am. The I am is somewhere deep, dark, and hidden in the 8th house. The I am must be able to identify with the disgust of its soul. Saturn and Neptune, I mean, at first we feel restricted in the mist and the bouts of a sacrifice. Saturn, Neptune, sacrifice. Now, I'm not talking about the actual thing, like go and like do some fucking weird shit. No, I'm talking about on a soul level. Deep, deep soul level recovery. When we are embarking on some sort of sacrifice in order to transform and transmute into a higher ideal or vibration that enables healing and love, unconditional love, permeable love, subconscious love, Saturn brings us a level of restriction and hard work before a bad habit can be broken, before some level of taboo can be broken. The North Node and your life purpose can be said sleeps at the base of your spine with the Kundalini energy. Rahu being the head of the serpent reminds me of Kundalini energy. And it sits at the base of the spine, essentially in your sacral chakra, the second water chakra, where the deep, deep, deep feelings attached to sexuality lie. Our sexuality is the key to unfoldment. Our sexuality is the key to reality. This is why our sexuality is being attacked in every sense of the word. And sexuality, sensuality has always been attacked. It has always been attacked, from repression to restriction to now giving everybody and everything the supposed right of any expression. Wild in the wilderness. But yet we can't even seem to get a hold and get a grasp of what this sexuality and sensuality means. Unlock, unleash the serpent. The life force energy sleeping at your spine. Your sense of self and sexuality has been sacrificed. And it takes a journey of repairment and of, again, more restriction, hard work, and a climb to receive and retrieve the deep, dark senses. The drive of life and the life of life is in your sensuality. Waking up to a 3D reality. Oh no. Waking up to a 3D reality, we have the blessings of the mind, but of the sense. Sensuality attached to sexuality. Are we afraid to feel? And in so, what are the amounts of extortion, distortion? What are the scars and the wounds and the taboos and the karmas and the hurts and the misunderstandings, and yet the abused advantages? Untying and uncoiling the seat of life, inviting your deep sensual self to emerge, for this is where the magic of life unfolds. Once you learn to trust in your abilities to just be a being of life and spirit, you will be led in all directions proper and glorious. Glorious unto who? Unto the very existence that is you. Your soul, your soul, your soul, your soul. Feeling and embracing your soul, even with the traumas and the darkness found at the bottom of the well. In the same token, that well is what nourishes us, what holds our water, that has the minerals, ions, energy of the earth. The darkness of our souls nurture us. And in the darkness of our souls is where we find freedom, but also the calls of sacrifice, altruism. The ego I am is being called forward to fulfill its life purpose. The truth must be sacrificed, meaning perhaps some darkness in your well must be brought up, coughed up, and used to propel you forward. It's a sense of fuel. 7 of feel. That doobosh. I'm too busy distracting myself with too many things. Marriage, relationship, babies, questions, random questions, vacation, sunshine, money, finances, food, cakes, Desserts. Oh, the five senses. We're coming to life with the five senses. With all these senses, all of the deliciousness of what is life. And you are entitled to enjoy that. You are entitled to indulge. But first you must acknowledge the deep and depth and darkness of a soul. And if you haven't even realized yet, we're talking about the Taurus Scorpio axis. With all beauty comes darkness. With all beauty comes pain. Let's see. Crown chakra. There's a crown chakra activation, and the crown chakra is activated. Yep. Merging with spirit, becoming one, becoming pregnant and full. Merging with yourself. Merging with your life purpose. Preparing to give birth, holding, feeling full. There's nothing more sobering than being pregnant. There's nothing more Taurian and Venus-like than like being pregnant, full, gestating, full of life, pregnant, something sleeping at the base of your spine. Something sleeping at the base of your spine. Here, let's show you. Water. This is the mother. These are the emotions, the psychic senses. Your receptor, your emotional receptor, where you receive information through water, programmed water, the ocean, the lake, the well. And the North Node and the dragon's head, the serpent's head. And, you know, the North Node was, you know, and Rahu and Ketu are said to be a demon. And the Two of Cups, Two of Feel, two hearts, beating as one, yin and yang, light and dark. Then we have Seven of Feel, which is equivalent to the Seven of Cups, the 8th house, Seven of Feel, and the I Am. So the I Am is calling you to sacrifice your superficial distractions. Your superficial distractions that are more keeping you focused and anchored here in reality, but also keeping you checked out at the same time. So releasing releasing the sentimental component, and just dig in, because you basically have already lived with the grief. Although you found somehow in some ways to distract yourself or to cover these things up, the more superficial things, the more superficial ideals. And your identity and true sense of self and life purpose is lying beneath all of those things, which then allow you to dig deep into the well of your stomach, the pit of your stomach, and coming to terms with all the darkness that equals you. Then allowing you to recoil in the sense that you'll be able to fully integrate with 3D reality that allows you to enjoy the senses without the pains and the irkiness or the murkiness of the 8th house of your hidden soul. Page of Earth. This is a renewal on the earth plane, the renewal of your physical senses. This is exploring life and your environment for the first time. This is having an optimism and a renewed sense and vision of what life has to offer you on a material sense. The world seems pretty big out there, and you understand that there are mountains. But you now know that your experience or your journey forward is going to be one of full integration that allows you to exhibit and sense and feel and smell on a much more carnal physical level, but as a reward of integrating the darkness of down deep below. And then we have the child of feel. Renewed emotions. This is you giving birth to that child. Recognizing that you have the opportunity to go into a gestation period where you become one with your body and your soul. It shouldn't be something scary, although all these terms I'm using, deep, dark soul, demons, unknown, but they behave like these things when we aren't completely aware of them, when we haven't healed from them. They appear in our dreams, they appear as anxiety and fears and external thoughts and worries and pressures. And so it doesn't have to be a scary process as long as you understand that the gestation, the birthing period, the incubating period is a dark one. And in that womb is where all things begin to formulate. Whether it's you attracting and gravitating or calling forth all of the factors of your external environment, immediately being imprinted on the I am. So if we can bring ourselves back to a fetus position before the I am began to grab onto all of these things in its environment and basically dress itself in them, then distracting yourself from life while still being fully immersed of the presence and gifts of life, but none of them feeling quite good because you're dressed in all other things as the I am was underneath all of that. So dredging back, doon, 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 doon. Where am I? Who am I? What do I feel like? 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 With the intention of clearing all things that are muddling your sense perceptions. We'd like clarity in our deep, dark waters. We'd like to know what is in our deep, dark waters. Only then to be replenished and reborn. Two of Earth. What do I feel like? What do I feel like? What do I want? Who can I be? Who was I? Who am I? Do, 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 do. What do I feel like? What do I feel like? Your emotions are passing and fleeting. And the thought attached to the emotion is what's scaring you. You're not truly manifesting. What do I feel like? What do I feel like? Fear is passing and fleeting. Fear is passing and fleeting. What do I feel like? What do I feel like? So yeah, that's interesting and that's a bit intense. I think it's time to close this session. With the third house messages. So heed the messages, my friend. Until next time, God bless you. Later.